Hi everyone, my name's Allison Liu. I am the founder of Braid Workshop for Women Entrepreneurs, which I run here in Provo, Utah. We're a community of about 2,500 women and men who are entrepreneurial, and I love it. I actually get really intimidated by large groups of women. I've never really felt comfortable at baby showers, at bridal showers. Um, and so it's been interesting that I've created this community of women and have come to really love it. So I'm talking today about why women entrepreneurs need each other. Um, one of one of the things that we found through Braid is that women really learn well when they work with each other and when they have other women on their teams. So part of why we started Braid is that I was going to a lot of entrepreneurship events. As a part of my job, I was a business analyst at the local mayor's office, and I wasn't seeing a lot of women. I was mostly one of maybe a handful of other women who would go to these events, which were an amazing resource for connecting with other people in the entrepreneurship community, but also they're great resources for learning new things, learning skills and hacks that would help people grow their businesses. So thinking about this, I brought together a smart group of women in business to kind of understand their experiences and why they thought a lot of women aren't going out to these events, aren't making the connections that a lot of men were. And a couple of things that we talked about were some obstacles that women face that men don't in the entrepreneurship community, one of which is being the primary caregiver. Especially here in Utah, women are largely the primary caregiver for their children. So making it to events, especially ones that are during the day, because a lot of these events that I was going to were during the day, when it's generally harder for women to find care for their children. It was a lot harder for them to go. So most of our events are in the evening when their partner can help take care of the kids, or they can find a babysitter because their babysitter is out of school at that time. Another thing that they brought up in this focus group is that it can be really intimidating to be in a group of mostly men and be really vulnerable to learn and ask questions. So we wanted to create a space where women can feel comfortable learning, can feel comfortable asking questions, can feel comfortable reaching out for help. And that's a space that I think we've been able to achieve that. So we've been running for about 2 years here now in Provo, and we've been able to do both skills-based workshops, skills that focus on topics like social media marketing, basic trademark law, sales, email marketing, skills that you can readily apply once you leave our workshop to your business that will help your business grow. The other aspect to Braid is connecting. So we have networking meetups pretty regularly, almost every month now, where we just give women a little bit of structure. We usually provide some questions for them to discuss with people at their table that kind of gets them to the next level of getting to know each other. And we've really loved that. So the idea behind Braid is that a single strand is easy to bend and break, but when you weave many together, they become strong. And that's what we hope to see in our community through networking at our meetups, through our Facebook group, through the other events that we hold. We hope that women and men who come to our workshops, because we're an inclusive organization, we hope that they're able to find ways that they can help each other, whether it's being a sounding board, whether it's becoming a mentor, a client, we see the power in these connections. Another thing that kind of fueled the creation of Braid are some statistics that we learned about Utah. So Utah women own roughly about 84,000 businesses, and last year they made just over $14 billion. But even despite these numbers, which seem pretty big, they don't often get a lot of visibility. And so that's something that we hope to see in our community as well, is like as these women are getting to know each other and are kind of coming out of their silos and getting connected, that they'll be able to increase visibility for each other, but also that we as an organization can create visibility for these women. Like, we love spotlighting amazing women in their businesses on our blog, which gets about 1,700 visitors a week. And we also love highlighting women as speakers at our workshops and also through our social media. So that's pretty much who Braid is. And our broad goal is to help women become economically empowered through entrepreneurship. Because of women's roles as primary caregiver for their children, it can be difficult to pursue a traditional career. But through entrepreneurship, you can scale up and down as your life changes. You can work non-traditional hours. You don't have to go into an office, and you can you can really customize your work experience, your earning experience, when you're an entrepreneur and when you are the boss of your life and of your business. That's something that we've really seen in our community, is these women really doing well as entrepreneurs and being able to craft their experience economically. And we hope to support that, to support women making money through their businesses and helping them meet people who can do that. We really believe that there is an economic power that comes through relationships being created, being cultivated, and when women work together, whether it's just learning together or referring great service providers to each other, or even just swapping babysitting during client meetings. We love that, and that's something that we've been so happy to facilitate. I think that before Braid existed, there wasn't really a formal space for women who are entrepreneurial to meet up and to connect with each other. I think there's a lot of associations and luncheons, monthly luncheons that happen for women who are in traditional business trajectories, like accounting and being an architect, lawyers. So we hope to be that for women who are entrepreneurial, whether or not they've actually started their business. We love seeing women who are who just even have an idea, or maybe are planning years in the future to start a business. Like we love every phase of entrepreneur in Braid, because I think that there's knowledge that can be shared at every level and every phase of entrepreneurship. I personally love it. I think that the relationships that I've made through Braid have really changed my own life. I think that that's just been personally beneficial for me, because I found women who are going through a lot of the same things that I am as an entrepreneur, who have a lot of the same questions that I have. So it's a really powerful feeling to not know that you're alone, and meeting up with other women entrepreneurs is really powerful in that way. One of the programs that I also am involved in, called Provo Girls Summit, actually was born through a Braid connection. one of our community members, Tanae Henry, who's the founder of Provo Girls Summit. I met her through a braid workshop. She came to a braid workshop and we started talking. And a few months later, Tanae had this idea, like, I want to do something for our girls. Like, I want to change the economic path for our Utah girls. I want to help them be economically successful. So with her passion and with my experience with events and my the connections that I had to the community, we were able to put together this amazing event that's actually happening today in the evening at Provo Library. It's a career exploration event for girls ages 8 to 12, where we have 32 professionals who are from industries like design, software development, all kinds of engineering, artists. We have a police officer who's coming. Like we built this event that's going to serve 600 people tonight just from connecting through braid, and we wouldn't have our beautiful friendship if it weren't for the space that braid provided for us to meet and even kind of share our ideas and ambitions together. So that's, like, we love hearing stories of people meeting at braid who, share service providers. Like, we had two women who one was doing a Kickstarter campaign, and she had a really great web developer that she recommended to another braider, which really launched her website and her online platform for her product. And we love that, because I think that it takes a bit of chance out of what you have access to, considering resources and knowledge. And that's something that we think about at Braid all the time, is like, how can we facilitate more connections so even more women in our community can help each other grow, help them through even like personal life things. How can we do that? So right now, we have a lot of great connections that happen through our Facebook group, which is really active. People ask for help there all the time, or throw ideas, share really great tools that they use. We also have our events in person, where people will share things that they love and will give advice. But one additional thing that we're rolling out this year is our membership directory, which is the directory of women-owned businesses. So photographers, graphic designers, copywriters, social media managers, all women-owned. And it's searchable by industry, which we're really excited about, because it takes a bit of chance out of who you can find, who you have access to. Because sometimes in Facebook, like if somebody posts a call for help, or if they're willing to give help, like kind of is up to chance. Well, not up to chance, up to the algorithms of Facebook on who sees your post in their feed and when. So we're really excited to have something a little bit more systematic for connecting with people in our community, because we ourselves love working with women-owned businesses, but it can be something that's difficult to Google and find all the women-owned businesses in our area for catering, for printing, or just any other services that we might need. And I sometimes will walk into a business and I'll just ask, are you a women-owned business? And then if they are, I get really excited and I get their information down. I invite them to be a part of our directory. And then I also keep them in mind to reach out to them in the future. And I love supporting women-owned businesses. I love getting to know women who own businesses and learning about what makes their business great. And I also love getting to know other women entrepreneurs, because they're so abundance mentality minded. I think that's part of what makes Braid great, is not necessarily like what myself and our team have created, but it's the people who come. Like, they're always so open to meeting new people, to to helping people, even if they've just met them at our workshops. And I think that that mindset of just I have something to give, and I want to share that with as many people as possible. I think that's what has made Braid successful, and that's something that I love, because when you walk into a room, sometimes it's a lot of new people that you've never met before. Like, that can be really scary, but we have people who come and often don't know a lot of people at our workshops, but it doesn't seem to really matter, because everybody who comes is like excited to meet new people and excited to make new connections and possibilities for collaborating. And there's just so many awesome things that come out of collaboration, because there's so much creativity, there's so much resourcefulness that is shared in our community. And yeah, like we love that. And that fuels us. It's like every time somebody shares about us on social media or brings a friend to one of our events, and we can just feel like our organization growing. And also just the energy that's produced from new people joining us. So we are looking forward to the future. We're always thinking about what do our women entrepreneurs need, and we like to ask a lot of questions. So we always have a little survey at the end of our events, asking women what they thought, what they learned, what they'd like to see, and there's kind of a common theme of what we see through the surveys, is that they're really excited to learn new skills that will help them grow their businesses. They're excited to meet people and make new connections. They really feel like there isn't a lot of clique culture in our community, which I love. And that's just been, I don't know, it just warms my heart. And so we are so excited for what's going to come in the next year. We've been a city program for our first 2 years, and this year we're transitioning into becoming a business, and we're just testing all the time. And one of the great things about being entrepreneurial and working with a lot of entrepreneurial women is that people always have a lot of ideas, and are willing to share those ideas with you, even if they think your idea might be a little bit extreme or a little bit impossible. Like, I always learn something from other women when I talk with them, when I share with them my ideas. So one of the things that we are looking at right now is, so we've created this virtual space for women to connect through our social media, through our Facebook group, through our Instagram, also through our blog. And we have temporary physical spaces for women to connect at our events. Like, we don't have our events just at one specific place. Like, we move around every month to just different businesses who are supportive of us, and also just different community centers. But what we'd really like to do is to create a space that has women in mind, where women can come and work and connect and just meet other women, and especially if they're working out of their home and they don't go to an office that has coworkers and like a water cooler. We would love to create a space where women can come and have that experience, even if they're not like in that traditional business career, in that traditional 9-to-5 environment. So we're doing a lot of tests right now. We kind of have some like mock-up co-working experiences. We're actually going to be having a co-working session next Tuesday at the Startup Building, which is a local co-working and startup space here in Utah. There definitely are, because Provo is an entrepreneurial hub, like Utah Valley has a lot of entrepreneurial and tech activity. There definitely are spaces for people to co-work, like if they don't have a traditional office to go to, like there are definitely spaces for that. But some of the feedback we've gotten from our community is that those spaces feel very masculine, and they don't have some of the amenities that they're looking for. Like a lot of our community, in a data study that we did, mentioned that natural light is very important to them, like in their work environment. And so those are, you know, some of the things that we think about are like um, how are women most comfortable like in a work environment versus men. Like what are some things, like if we were designing this space for a woman, how would we make that different than what already exists, which is most of the spaces that are here locally, like are really have more men in mind. Like there's like every time I go into a bathroom and there's no hook for my bag, like while I'm using the bathroom, like that's something that we would definitely want to have in our space. So I've really I really have a lot of passion about helping women, about shifting the economic trajectory of not just women but also girls. And I think that there are, you know, a lot of numbers that fuel that. Utah has been ranked fairly low for the gender pay gap between men and women. They've also been ranked somewhat low for voter turnout for women. And while we don't address like political involvement directly, like we do address, you know, the economic health of women, and also the visibility of these women, because if they're not making money and if they're not participating politically like in their communities, then they're kind of invisible. And so by recognizing women in our community for their great work, and also by connecting them, we hope to see this change. Like I was working on a women's event a couple of years ago, and we wanted to name an award for a notable woman in Utah history or in Provo history. And it was really difficult for us to find documentation kind of mentioning an outstanding woman who did something really big for the community. And I hope that through organizations like Braid, and and um, and also through Momni, like that kind of frees up women's time to do more things and not be as restricted as like a primary caregiver with her time, that we'll be able to see more women, like literally see, in some cases, see more women step into leadership roles in our community, in business, in policy, in science, in engineering. We really hope to see a shift, and that's part of going back to Girls Summit. That's part of our motto, is that if she can see it, she can be it. Because part of Girls Summit, part of why we built Girls Summit, was because we wanted girls to see a really wide variety of careers, of women working in a wide variety of careers, because there's women in Utah occupy a fairly narrow range of industries. Healthcare assistance is big. Education is big. Personal care services are big. And these are like the roles that women and that girls see women occupy. So by opening up the possibilities, by showing them what's possible, by seeing women who are doing a lot of different jobs and doing them successfully, we hope to see girls realize that they could do that too. And I think that that's something that applies also to women in our community, even though they're adults, that when they see other women entrepreneurs, when they connect with them, when they talk with them and learn about their journey and their experiences, that they can also internalize it. Like that woman's like me. She's going through a lot of the same things, and then this is how she's doing it. Like, this is how she's winning. And like, if I apply those same principles or those same practices to what I'm doing, like, I could also be successful. And so, yeah, like we love visibility. Another program that we're pushing new this year is an award recognizing amazing women entrepreneurs in our community. It's called the Sago Awards, named after the sago lily, which is the Utah state flower, which is really awesome because it blooms in really difficult, harsh climates. And yeah, like it doesn't quit. Like, it's not, it's a pretty sturdy plant. So we're really excited about that, and we really hope that we get to know new women through that, because I think that it can be pretty common for women entrepreneurs to just really focus hard on growing their businesses, and then not maybe placing as much focus on circulating through the community and getting like a lot of press for the amazing work that they're doing. So yeah, that's a bit about Braid, and a bit about women entrepreneurs and how they can help each other when they connect. And I love entrepreneurship. I love women. I have both of my grandmothers are women entrepreneurs, and I think that having them in my life has shown me that I can be successful as an entrepreneur, because I've seen them and seen what they've accomplished. But they've also kind of showed me the beauty of being resourceful, and also the power of relationships. And I think those are some things that have helped me be successful, not just in my career, but also in my personal life. And yeah, thank you so much for your time today.